Hi guys. Bonjour. Hey guys, thanks for coming. There's quite a few people, so that's great. Just to start, how many people here have played OS before? Basically everyone. Awesome. Okay, so today I'm just doing a presentation on the history of OS, how I came about starting the game and how it's developed over time. So originally I started working on OS in 2007. At the beginning I was playing the Nintendo series OS Tatakai Ouendan, which is a Nintendo DS game. And I was playing this game quite a lot every day. I used to work at a convenience store, and in my lunch breaks I would get out my DS and I would constantly be playing, you know, all the songs, trying to pass the final level. And the thing I really wanted to do is start putting my own music in there, because there was a limited song selection. So it was, you know, you listen to music and you just feel like you want to make OS maps for it, right? So yeah, I just went around making a concept of the game. So in 2007, July, I made the first version of OS. And I wasn't really aiming to make it something public. It was more just a personal project, just something to experiment with. This is more like a month. So what happened is, after I initially released the game, I gave it to a few friends, just real life friends, and they really enjoyed it. So they're like, you have to do something more with this. So I developed it further, and after about a month, I was able to release it publicly as a beta version of the game. And initially, got a few people playing, you know, the people who were really serious about OS Tatakai Ouendan that played the original games. They found OS and they started playing. But it was a very small community at first.
Est-ce qu'on a du son?
So this is how it looked like in the first version. And as you can see, most of the gameplay that you see today is already there. Which may make you think, what have we done over the last 7 years? Really, over the 7 years, we've developed so many features around the game. So I think you already know, but OS is more than... I think that's the wrong sound.
Vous pouvez arrêter le son?
Yeah, OS has always been more than just a game. So it's all the community features, all the things that are on the side, like being able to watch people's replays, being able to spectate people as they play, all this kind of stuff has built up over the years. Got a few spikes of traffic when sites like Joystick picked up on OS when they first found out about it, and that's when it really started picking up pace and we got a lot of new users. And one thing I've always tried to do over the years is to avoid any kind of commercialization. So all of the growth, all of the new people coming into OS are from word of mouth mostly. And as the community grows, it is definitely a lot more work. Just with more people, there's obviously more to do. There's a lot of support that goes on behind the scenes. Moderating the forums, the chat, making sure everything is safe for younger audience, since the average age of people in OS is probably about 14 years old. And also, as the community has been getting bigger, we've had to change the way that things are displayed in the game. Originally, we used to be able to show all the users in a single list, but over time, because it's grown from having 200, 300 people online to having 15, 16,000 people online, a lot of things inside the games have had to change over the years to account for that. And also, as we've gone over the years, like originally there was only the OS standard mode, which is where you tap away at beats. But then we had Taiko mode come in, and then OS Mania and Catch the Beat. So the game has had to change the way we display this, because initially the other modes were they were kind of mods on the side. They weren't seen as the same as OS standard. They weren't main modes. So in the last 2 or 3 years, we came to the realization that these are actually their own modes, and they deserve the same amount of attention as standard gameplay. So I'm just going to open up OS now and show you guys a bit of it. So what you might have seen there is we're actually working on a new introduction sequence. I'll just play it once more. And the music you hear now is actually the new theme song for us. So what I'm trying to do over the last few months is push us to have more of an arcade game feel. So it's going to have its own soundtrack going through each mode. So Song Select will have another different music track, and it'll kind of crossfade into them, and it'll feel more seamless as a game. And along with that, a lot of the interface sounds have also changed. So you'll hear some clicking. Yeah, so I'm just trying to make it feel like a better experience. So I hope everyone's excited to see more of that, because over the coming months you're going to see this in the actual game. Okay, so I was told to just introduce the different modes of gameplay a bit for those who aren't familiar with OS. So OS has 4 modes at the moment. There's Standard, Catch the Beat, Taiko, and OS Mania. This is Standard. And each one of these modes has very gameplay. They all follow the gameplay of another game which is already existing, or another game series which is existing. And I would show you me playing this, but I would really suck because I've only got a trackpad here and I can't play on a trackpad. But instead, I'm going to show you the #1 player playing a very hard map to give you an idea of the kind of difficulty level that OS gets to. So this is played by Ruichi, which is a Japanese guy. I've actually had the chance to meet him because I am currently living in Japan, and he's a really good player.
Afraid of the big black.
So that's one of the hardest maps that's currently on OS. I think there are actually harder ones already, but this is one of my favorite. So that's OS mode. Now we'll just go into, I guess, Taiko was the next one that was implemented. And I'm sure everyone here is familiar with Taiko. It's based off Taiko no Tatsujin. And initially, I mean, I didn't, again, from the start, when I was first working on OS, I never expected to add more game modes to the game. So one day someone was like, I would really love to play Taiko on this as well. So I tried and I got it working overnight, and it just went from there, became a full mode. Okay, so the next one is Catch the Beat. And in this one, you just have to catch fruit. It's actually, I got the idea from a mode which was a hidden mode in a Beat Mania simulator, which I used to play. To get into it, you used to have to hit left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, until it went into this mode. And Catch the Beat is a mode which looks really easy to play, but if you've ever tried to play it, you'll know that it's not easy. It's one of the hardest, I think. And then there's OS Mania, which is probably the most familiar mode. I guess it's from the oldest rhythm game out there, Beat Mania. And Beat Mania was actually the first rhythm game I played back in about 1994. I used to play offline on... We didn't... Back in Australia, we don't have any rhythm games in arcades because they're not that popular. But I downloaded a simulator to my PC and used to play with friends, just like competing for the highest scores, you know, as you do. And yep, so that's all 4 modes. If I had an internet connection, I would be able to show you a lot more of the online features of OS, but the internet in here is a bit dodgy, so we'll have to go past that. But basically, OS, as you know, I guess most of you have already played the game, so you know, but it's a very community-based game. So whenever anyone else is playing, you can spectate them in real time. You can see them as they get new records, chat with them, everything you'd expect to be able to do. And I think that in a way is what separates us from a lot of other games out there. I've always tried to focus on not the gameplay itself as much as making it so everyone can enjoy the game together, as much as possible with the internet, So for those who are interested, I'm not going to go through this in detail because it's very technical details, but this is the kind of stuff which is running us behind the scenes. So are many of you out there developers or people wanting to get into game development? Whoa, that's a lot of people. Okay, the best advice I have for you if you're looking for advice is to just start working on something. Don't worry about what you're using to make games or what kind of artwork you have. Just choose something, make something, and see how it turns out, because that's how OS was made. So really, as you saw in the graphs before, OS has been growing very linear over time. So what makes OS awesome? I've always tried to avoid having any advertisements on the site, and while there is, as some of you might know, there's a thing called OS Supporter, which is a subscription which gives you a few extra features, more customization. I've never put that in your face. I've never made it felt like you need to buy it. So rather than, these days, there are a lot of free-to-play games out there, which, as you know, you get into the game, then you have to pay to do anything to progress or to actually be able to play at the same skill level as other people who are playing. But I've tried to avoid that with OS. And while I do definitely listen to the community when they have feedback on the game, I still like that I can take it in the direction that I want. So if there's something I want to do, I will do it at that point and have it implemented in the game overnight. It's really cool to be able to do that. There's no limitations to how fast I can push new features out. And I still feel like there's so many things that I want to do with OS that I'm never going to be able to finish what I want to do. I think it'll be going on and on until the day I die. And yeah, the community is the main thing which drives us at the end of the day. All the people that are sitting at the front here who are helping run this event, we've had events run in Malaysia, in Australia, in the US, and just the people that help online. We have a team of 100 volunteers, I think, more than 100 at the moment, all helping keep things running. So the community is amazing, and OS would not be the same without it. So that's all I have to say today. Thanks for listening. Now, if you have any questions, feel free to ask away. We'll try our best to answer them.
How many bitmaps are there in total, ranked, pending?
No. Something like 40,000, I think.
Yes.
The way I built it is in such a way that it can keep expanding without me having to do too much to keep up with it. So I really don't keep a count on how many bitmaps there are. They just keep coming.
Thank you for creating such an amazing game.
Thank you.
The question is, will the Tohos project be done in the future, or is it just a fantasy?
Which one?
The Tohos.
Tohos is something I really want to see done. There's already been some work done on it. I don't know if you've heard of Bullet XML, which is a kind of framework for doing the patterns that you see in Toho. Some work has been done. Basically, we have a playable version, but putting that out to the public isn't as easy as just making the gameplay. It's also making room for, or making the replays work and the spectator work and the scoring system work and the performance points and everything that comes with it. So there's a lot of stuff involved, and I need to put aside like a month of time just to get that done. So it's not coming anytime, probably not this year, but maybe early next year. I already have a lot planned for this year, so it's hard to fit it in too soon.
Is going to be coded for Linux?
If you look on the forums, there's already a few threads on how to get it running on Linux. And because it is technically already running, I haven't focused on making it work out of the box. But later this year, I hope to make OS open source. And then if someone out there is looking to make it run on Linux for me, they're willing to do the work, then that can be done. But personally, it's not one of my own goals.
How did you come up with Peppy, the mascot?
One of the early players that was playing us, actually, I'm going to get killed for saying this because I don't actually know the history. Do you know? Last time I said it was Sarumaru, which is one of the early OS players, but I believe someone else actually came up with Peppy before that. It wasn't me anyway. It was the community that came up with it.
How far have you gone with the concept of teams and clans on OS?
Okay. Yeah, I really want to get teams in the game. I mean, it's an obvious thing which OS is missing at the moment. Someone is working on a team system right now. I started work, but I didn't get too far. There's a lot involved, and there's a lot of planning on how to do it right. I don't want to do a half-assed team system, so definitely this year. And with teams, I want to kind of make it so they have special features, so you'll get your own private chat room and a lot of stuff.
Are you working full-time for us, and how do you live from it, or how do you couple us and your job?
Okay, OS is my full-time job. It has been for the last 3 years. And initially, it wasn't full-time. I was still working part-time at an IT company. Now it's full-time, and I'm also paying all the other developers that help me out along the way. And anyone who's giving a lot of their time is generally getting some kind of money or rewards where I can offer it. And again, where I'm able to, I like to support events like this. So yeah, more conventions. I really want to spread OS around the world physically as well, so we can have live meetups in other countries. Okay, and just I think one last question, and then we'll go into the live play.
Do you personally play OS during your free time, and what is your favorite mode?
I play OS. I play it, and whenever I play it, I get really addicted to playing it, and I can't stop. So I tend to avoid playing it for that reason, because I prefer to actually develop the game than play it. And my favorite mode is standard. So I think we're going to live play now. Thanks a lot for your time.
just wanna be the very best, catching Pokemon